Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Mustard.seed Hobbies. I am Mandy and the local hobbyist. As you can see, I'm not at home or in my little room above the store. I'm back at work, my full-time job as a paramedic. And I thought, well, it's been a little bit since I've done like a really long video. And since Christmas is over and I'm not so stressed out over trying to get everything made and done, making all the soap and the gift sets, those were crazy. And we sold out. I sold every single one of them. Isn't that crazy? Insane. So, that was good. I got a lot of plans coming up for the store. I bought several patterns that I'm gonna start making for the store to sell. Seems like that's what people like, so that's good. But because it's out of we're done with Christmas, and Christmas was good. I hope y'all's Christmas was amazing. I hope you got lots of food and got to spend time with your family. I did get to spend time with my husband's family. It was great. We exchanged gifts. We had a good time. We played games, you know, all the things. So it was really fun. I wish I'd have got to see my family, but it's okay. You know, sometimes you just don't get to see everybody, you know. But I did talk to everybody, so that was good. I had a really good time talking to the kids and my mom and my aunt. So, you know, it was good. So I put right before Christmas, in November, I started a sweater that for my birthday, I cast on, and I'm like, okay, gonna get this done. Well, it was taking forever, and I just got so busy at the store that I kind of put everything on hold. So today I was like, you know, I really want to get my sweater done because it's going to be cold for 2 days here in Texas. I don't know what's going on with the weather. It's crazy. Our weather, it's 81 degrees outside. I feel like it's summer. So, I mean, you can see we're in short sleeves. So, crazy, right? So, let's talk about my sweater. So, it is a sweater that I kind of made 2 sweaters into one. So, on Ravelry, there's a whole story about this sweater. So, it's called the African Flower Hexagon Sweater. So the hexagons for the sleeves are the sleeves, and they look like this, right? And anyway, so I was seeing this sweater on Facebook, and I was like, man, I really like that sweater, and I kept seeing it. And so I went to go buy the pattern. I went to a website, right? And this is how we get in trouble. It's $3. And then bought it, never got it. Emailed, it's like, hey, I bought this pattern off your, whatever, never got it. Happens on Etsy sometimes, so they always just, like, here, I see where you bought it, here. So I don't know what happened. No big deal. I don't really buy a lot of patterns off Etsy anymore because I like Ravelry. If I can, it's always there and it's easy to find in my library. So I buy a lot of patterns off of Ravelry, and I should have listened to myself this time. So they were, when I emailed for this pattern, they were like, no problem. And I always use PayPal. And they hit my PayPal for $10,000. It was a scam, so I was really mad. But I still really like the sweater, and I really wanted to make the sweater. I found this sweater on Ravelry, the same sweater, the real sweater pattern, and I bought it, I don't know, for $3 or whatever. Cast it on my birthday, November 16th. Here we are, December 28th. It's still not done. Still not done. But I do have a bunch of the deals made, right? So I have a lot of the hexagons made in just different colors. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't really worried too much because it's been so hot here. We're just, like I said, it got cold a couple of days, like in the 40s and 50s, and that's Texas cold for all you northerners up there, okay? I know that's summer for y'all, but it's cold for us. So so when I got the pattern, it just said make a square, double crochet square for the front and the back, and I really didn't like that. And so Michelle over at MJ Off the Hook I have a lot of her patterns, and I love her crochet patterns for her sweaters, and they're a raglan, it's a top down. So I did that. I used Michelle's body pattern, and so I have this done, and so I am using for the body the loops and threads from Michael, I think is where I got it. It's a light 3, but it is merino. It's a merino wool blend. And let's see, what is it blended with? I don't know. It's 55% merino, superwash merino, and 45% acrylic. And I did it in gray, or maybe it's charcoal. Anyway, it's the Luxe Merino Wool Blend from Loops and Threads. And you get a really good amount, 410 yards of a 30. That's not bad per skein. So I have 2 full skeins. I think I've used 2 skeins here, maybe. I'm not real sure. Anyway, so here's my mixture. I only need, I think I have 6. I have 14 pairs. It takes 20 pairs to make your sleeves, 20 hexagon to make 1 sleeve. So I need 20 pairs of hexagons. I have 14. I only need 6. So I started working on them. So I've got 1 going. But this is like, people are scammers and I can't stand them. So it's kind of like I got the pattern anyway. I'm gonna make it just because I love it. It will eventually get cold here, so I will eventually need it. But before the end of the year, I want to finish this before New Year's. New January 4th, my daughter and I are getting together and going on a girls trip. We're going to Ruidoso. It's going to be cold up in that mountain in New Mexico. So I want to kind of have it done. So, I needed a travel project because we went on a little getaway the other day before Christmas. What in the world? And crazy. My glasses were given some kind of weird light. So, I needed a travel project, easy to travel with and not so bulky. With my sweater, I have a bag of scrap yarn, and I mean, and it's fingering all the way to 3, right? Because fingering how double is DK weights, but you can see it's pretty full. It's pretty full of all my scrap yarn from my socks and whatever. So I didn't really want to take it with me. So I did pass on a pair of socks. I have a ton of sock yarn, right? And so I want to say this is from Hypnotic Yarn. I want to say it's the November colorway. Can't remember what the name is, but it's really pretty. And so I cast on a pair of vanilla socks, And I love how it's kind of spiraling out. I haven't worked on it a ton, but I picked it up yesterday and today while I was at work. I thought, well, that'll be fun. So I do have a pair of socks going because I have not made a pair of socks in a month, which is crazy, right? For anybody who likes knitting socks. I mean, for real. And then I said, I ordered, instead of ordering an advent calendar like most people did, very expensive. And so I ordered a Christmas Eve cast on box. I got 4 skeins. It was from Hypnotic Yarn. And, you know, it's not cheap, but I love it. And the colorway was Let It Snow. So if you can see that, it is a plush sock, $85.15, $437, superwash merino. And then I also at Michael's bought this Noro knit shawls. They're timeless Noro knit shawls, and I was like, man, I have this yarn. I like to knit shawls, and so Triangle Shawl by Vanessa Ewing, and it's using Noro yarn, but can y'all see that? It's really beautiful. So instead of Christmas Eve, it was Christmas Day, which is fine with Mandy. And so I've cast it on, and this is where I've gotten using the Let It Snow colorway. It's so pretty. Like, look at that. Isn't it pretty? I know I have my needles in there, but I just think it's beautiful. All caked up, and then you can see it knit up in the, it's not the garter stitch, but it's the other one. But I think it's really pretty. And it's probably not a good, well, that's pretty close. So anyway, you knit it kind of weird. It said it was like a pretty advanced pattern, and I'm not an advanced knitter, but why not? I think it was pretty. And so the little Christmas Day cast on box came with these little cute little stitch markers, little snowflakes, they're clay. And it came with, you know, some other stuff, and it was nice. So I've been working on that, but I really want to get my bigger projects done so that I can focus on newer projects. And then I was doing a blankets from, it was a crochet along. It's over, far over, but I just could not, I had no brain space to do it. It was the Universe in Bloom. Yeah, I had no brain space, no time to get it done, and we were to the point where it was really big, and it's taking a while to do each week. And so I've kind of put it on hold, and I may just work on these other smaller projects until I go to Ruidoso and work on this project. I think it'll always be free. If not, I can always buy the pattern. It's not that big a deal, but I know I don't have enough yarn to finish it. That much I do know. So the Universe in Bloom by Scape Skis, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, big old tote bag. It's a pretty tote bag. I got the Galaxy colorway. Ooh. You can see just everything's, but oh goodness, I haven't even pulled this out in well over a month. So you can kind of see it's quite big. I'm so far behind. I'm just now starting to square it. Starting to square. So we'll see how that works. I definitely have some plans for 2026. As far as my business, growing my soap business. It seems like it's taking off and a lot of people love it, and they're coming back for it. So that's good. So we know that that's a good thing. So now the other part of it is now it's like, get ready for spring is coming. What's gonna get us through from winter to spring? And getting, everything in store. My suppliers are having trouble getting things that people are asking me for. Plants, because I am a certified nursery. Getting plants ready. Looking for, I do indoor plants, but I don't know. I may do a little bit of outdoor plants this year. May start them from seed myself and just kind of see how it goes instead of buying them wholesale wise. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I do have some plants I need to get rid of from my house. I just have too many to keep up with, and we're just never there. So that would be a good idea. So anyway, I'm really dreaming of some things. There's some crochet patterns that I saw that people were doing for Advent, and I was like, man, that's a really pretty blanket. Like the quilts, with getting into sewing and making the bags, y'all. That quilt bag I made turned out really good. She loved it. I don't know that I showed it here. Maybe I made a small. I don't think I did. And I've already gifted it to my mother-in-law. I will try to get a picture of it. It's so cute. It turned out she loves it so much. So I've got to get on that. I want to make some bags, some tote bags, but the big, tote bags that you can take for a weekend, because some people prefer tote bags, some people prefer duffel bags. I have a pattern for a duffel bag, so I think I'm gonna make some duffel bags out of I have 2 quilts for sure that just require so much that we can make, repurpose and make stuff out of. So that's kind of my plan with that, making some, coasters out of it, whatever you want to call them, mug rugs, things like that. So anyway, it's almost New Year's. We have just a couple of days, 28, 3 days until 2025 is officially gone. 4 days until we're into the 2026. And 2025 wants to just give us a run for our money. I think my transmission went out of my car. Thank goodness we were at home when it happened, but the problem is we don't have anybody that works on transmissions. So don't know how much it's gonna cost. It's probably a lot. So it's okay though. God provides, right? Always does, always will. So my one big thing is that I do want to be better about making YouTube videos and growing that platform a little bit. I always tell my kids, if I ever have grandkids and I'm already dead, at least they can go on YouTube and watch grandma and see what she did. Because neither one of them are married or have kids or even close, I guess. So, and they're well into their 20s. My son's almost 30. That's crazy to think that I have a almost 30-year-old. So, anywho, I hope y'all have a wonderful New Year. I know everybody probably has plans. I plan on sleeping, crocheting, that evening. I'm enjoying my shift at work. We've had a couple of calls, but for the most part, it's been pretty nice, and I'm enjoying watching some YouTube, catching up on the Vlogmases that I didn't get to watch. Those have been fun. And you know, just relaxing a little bit, having not really a lot of hot tea, but water, tea, a little bit of hot tea at night, and just enjoying myself. So like I said, I hope y'all have a wonderful and happy new year, and I will see you soon.